So, figure out who made the call. Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave to ask whether she made the call, and pay the damages. So, ask the station for funds. So, whoa, thoughts. Interesting. Oh, thoughts give me temporary bonuses. And, well, Lonesome Long Way Home is the only one I can internalize, but there's a lot. Like, there's Hobo Cop that he just referred to, Orc Dork, Compressor, Kingdom of Conscience. Oh, wow. There are a lot of these. Fair enough. Okay, so if I internalize a thought, does that make it a permanent boost? Let's see. So, temporary research bonus, +1 encyclopedia, factual memory returns. Research time is 6 hours and 5 minutes. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over, get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes, shuffle your feet through the courtyards, scaring little children. Go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, till you reach Le Domaine Eminent in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints are in the mud. Okay, so I've got 90 out of 100 experience. Oh, right, I see. I can see here I've got 3 slots available and then I can unlock more slots later. Okay. So then, well, I mean, if I try to internalize... I want to switch from problem to solution, but maybe I can only do that if I internalize the thought. So let's click internalize. Okay, so I have the thought. 0%. Okay, so I guess that's just something I will work on the way back. But yes, I can have 2 other thoughts internalized. And then I can also stop if I want to. Okay. Cool, well that's interesting. Let's make a quick save. And I'm just going to double check as well about the save system. Oh, I can't save it. So, right. Load game. So I have a quick save of the one that I just made, and a quick save backup of another one that was just next to Kuno. Okay. So it looks like quick save gives me a save, and it gets overwritten after 15 minutes, because that's why I've got a backup afterwards. The autosave is going through the door, so I want to do a main save most often. So I think I'll do that. I don't know how many slots I've got when it comes to, you know, these save games. We'll have to find out as we play. Okay, so we have a woman up here, Glacier. So let's try talking to Glacier, if we can.
The door is closed.
So try the handle.
This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Knock again, much harder.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Alright, there's not much I can do. But she has finished in the shower, so she might not even be there. I guess another thing is I can go and look back into my own room. Kim tries to not look at your broken down bathroom door. Right, there wasn't anything of use in. Alright. There's nothing for us out here. Okay. Oh, that. There.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
I mean, I've only been here 3 days.
The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
You're looking at the destruction. I'm sorry for this. I did it my way. This is where the magic happens. Or say nothing and nod stoically. Let's address it. You're looking at the destruction.
He nods.
I'm sorry for this.
No problem, officer.
Okay, I just got experience just for talking to him. Okay. So I'm at 95 out of 100? Yeah. So... Alright, that's interesting. I didn't think going back into my room with Kitsuragi would actually do anything, but...
The window stands broken in its front. The morning light hurts your...
So, there are only certain things that have
The bed is cold
things to
and not
change.
particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Okay, no time to rest yet. Oh, alright. That was worth it just for the 5 XP. Is this a door? No, I can't go through. Locked door. Alright. Let's leave the building, shall we? Actually, we can talk to the woman in the wheelchair, maybe. I can't try the door for the woman.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
So, where do I get such a crown? The idea of a king and a century gone is pretty fascinating. I'd rather know more about the world of today. Yeah, kinda.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
Okay. Let's talk to the woman.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie?
Her eyes move up and down your person as though taking your measurements. Her attention is scientific.
Okay. I mean, the fact that they give us the name and description of the person kind of gives away what they may be capable of. So, the cryptozoologist's wife. So, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie. Look at me. Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
No, I'm done with mating rituals this time around. I don't know. Maybe I have. I had once, but then I lost her. I don't really want to talk about that now. I don't know. Maybe I have.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Although her portrait doesn't really match her model that much.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
He slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. Okay, so there's a place to stay with Gary down the street.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Okay. You seem to be in a chair. Well, yeah. How would you like to roll with me? I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? I mean, I do need money.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
What's a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks. Suggestion. 0. Tug on her heartstrings. That's really surprising at 17% when it's 0. Surely it should just only be 3%. But it's a red check, I'm not going to be able to do it. So, let's play dumb. What's a paycheck?
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
Yeah, just play it off as a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Everard, the union leader. Okay.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe
Okay.
we can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Alright. Well, suggestion's 0, so let's change the subject.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask.
How would you like to roll with me? Sounds like a joke based on the fact she's in a wheelchair.
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Nothing, I was thinking of lyrics to a song, Wanna Roll With Me. Nah, let's have her be a wheelchaired partner in fighting crime.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
Yeah.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Kim, of course, I forgot I heard you. I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural. You're probably right, Kim. Nah, side mysteries.
I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
What's a sequence killing?
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
That's fair enough. She wouldn't be making a jump over to the harbour.
Perhaps another time.
Okay. You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Yes, I can see that. This should be an easy check.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Okay. A grenade. Did you fight in a war? I'm sorry, it was rude of me to mention the chair. Let's move on. Thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's move on. Why a grenade? That's got nothing. Okay, she said she is a paraplegic, not she was born a paraplegic. So, I'm sorry, it was rude of me.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
Alright, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. I hope you're right, I hope it's not too bad. Or yeah, I'm blowing this whole thing out of proportion, forget I said anything. I mean, she's a nice little old lady. I mean, that's, you know, the first impression. So, I forgot everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
Okay, so the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, it was on my keys. We're in Revachol. On Insulind, I don't really know, some seedy hotel, a war zone at the edge of the world. We're dead, haunting each other, we're ghosts. What's Insulind?
Yes, but more specifically on the coast of the city of Revachol, in the district of Martinez.
Okay, so, right. So, Insulind is continent? Then the coast is the city of Revachol in a district of Martinez. Okay. I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. This seems like someone that's clinging to a vision of what Revachol was, not Revachol is.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's the spring of 51. It's the year 973. All I know is we're approaching the end times. It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. I mean, looking at the portrait in the bottom left, it is kind of very unclear how old I actually am. Yeah, why not?
There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket, even as she attempts to reassure you.
Yeah, she's, I don't know. I don't know what she thinks of me.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
Okay, at least he's willing to roll with it.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Some kind of democracy, maybe? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. And cop. We are living under the cop regime. Okay, so you can kind of try to shape this world to how you think personally as a player, but in terms of what's most likely in the game, I don't know. It's probably not dictatorship. It's probably not a democracy either. Well, I guess in a way it will be, but I don't know. This sounds too futuristic. This sounds too prehistoric. This is just the complete out there choice. We're living under the cop regime.
Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try it one more time, officer. What mode of government?
Okay. Alright. Right, this is obviously... okay. I'm not even going to, you know, attempt to try and justify that. I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct.
What do you mean by extinct?
Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
Okay.
But they still have cops.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Would they have a militia, a sitting army? If there's no governments, how come there's cops? I don't even know what to say, I'm disappointed. How come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution.
I don't think I've heard what the revolution is, so... What's the revolution?
We should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
Well, it's either you or Kitsuragi, and I feel like that Kitsuragi is going to expect me to know more than I do.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
But what caused the brain damage? Is it the drinking, or is it just me? So, how did I do? What's the revolution you mentioned? Who could tell me more? What's the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
Okay. Obviously, being old enough, she remembers. This would be something that Kitsuragi probably covers in, history. So what does that have to do with there not being any cops? But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. What does that have to do with not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Alright, so what's the revolution?
I'm afraid.
Whatever it was hasn't stopped me.
Of course, sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Okay, fair enough. So, how did I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd.
Well, I don't have any memory, but I am figuring stuff out with the skills.
Sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Okay. Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask...
Lieutenant?
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Okay, now new task, get a reality lowdown.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Alright, I gotta get going.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
She gives a small wave. Cool. Alright. Make saves, seeing as we talk to Lena. Alright, so... Was there someone else? There was someone else around here. Yeah, can we talk to you?
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Oh. Interesting. So... Oh, I remember this. Yes, I can steal his ID. And stealing the ID is 83%. It's high. I have 5 interfacing for a 10 check. I did just save, so let's steal his ID.
You fumble with
Wow.
the spring-loaded gate of the carabinier, but to no avail. The dangling items refuse to come loose. They just jingle in an ever louder manner.
That was a low roll.
Like fucking sleigh bells. What are you doing? You're gonna get caught.
Stop finger-fucking him, officer! I'm responsible for these oafs and their stuff. Even Sleepy there.
What? No, I wasn't. I was just checking to see if he feels okay. You stay out of it, bartender. We might be dealing with a criminal here. Let me work. I am a police officer.
Yes, sure. A criminal.
Well, that shut him up.
To be honest, he's correct. Police officers generally don't go around appropriating possessions from people. Let's go.
It was just an idea. Come on, relax everyone. It didn't turn out well. Doesn't mean it was a bad idea. Or that you shouldn't appropriate stuff.
Ah, so the physical check is to wake him up. So I want to try that again. I did just save. So let's see if I can figure out his ID. Because he could be the criminal for all I know. I also wasn't expecting to fail an 83% check, so I guess I have to be more careful with these kinds of things.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
So we've saved and reloaded. So let's see if it changes the outcome.
Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook.
And the man?
The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick.
Does the lieutenant see me? Steal the document, wipe through the pocketbook and take what's inside, close the carabiner. Okay, so the leather-bound pocketbook. So the pocketbook is more useful to me than the ID, because I can always figure out who he is later. The pocketbook might have stuff inside that he wouldn't necessarily tell me about, and I'd have to try and look through it later anyway. So I'm not going to worry about what Kitsuragi thinks, because this might be the only chance I have to do this.
You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy.
Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be just steal money from him. I was expecting it to be a book that I can actually read.
Yum yum. Money. Think of all the things you can buy with this. The synapses in your brain fire with glee.
Okay, so is the document referring to the ID? I guess it must be.
You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore.
So I've gained the dock worker shift card. But I can't check my items because I'm in the middle of doing the stealing. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, I've just realized as well. The internalizing the thoughts thing. So, Lonesome Long Way Home isn't fully done because it takes 6 hours to fully internalize, I guess. So it's 7% complete. So I just keep this equipped, I guess. Alright, so the man's continuing to snore.
Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document.
Oh, well, he's not woken up, so... Does he see me?
No, he's looking the other way. Perhaps purposefully.
Yeah, he knows what I'm doing. Alright, so close it.
The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent.
Alright, let's leave. Then go to the ID. A standard issue dock worker shift card, doubling as a worker's permit. The bottom left corner holds a picture of the man this item used to belong to. The two of you look nothing alike, just so you know. So I can't pretend to be this man. But, if it's a shift card, if it's an automated system, that should mean I can go into the harbor without having to talk to anyone. Well, I saved Scum that, but yeah. We'll carry on with this line of questioning, and let's see if we can wake him up, actually.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
So, we created a ruckus talking to guards.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Alright, well, couldn't be. Okay. So, nothing to do with Classier, so I think we can finally leave the building. Okay. So we went north to Kuno. We spent about an hour and so talking to them. Are they still there? Yeah, still there. I wonder if people move on without it being the specific time of day of night time. So, like, everyone's asleep at 9 o'clock. Does that mean that if it's not 9 o'clock, people stay where they are? So I guess we'll find out.